Hey guys, Madison Malfa from Macedon Strength and Performance coming back with another video today. I got a question on my social media. Someone wanted to know what my thoughts are on intermittent fasting. Now, back in the day, back in college, I used to intermittent fast quite often. And I do some partial day ones, and occasionally I would also do a 24-hour fast. So what I want to say about fasting is it's a useful tool when it's applied correctly. Now, and it depends on what your goals are. Everything comes back to what your goals are. If you're trying to put on muscle, and bodybuild, in general, I would not recommend intermittent fasting, at least on a regular basis. Now, as doing it occasionally, every so often, every couple of months or something, doing maybe just one or two fasts, maybe if 24 is too much, doing like a 18-hour or something fast, just to let your system really just take a break from processing all the food and let your system recover, let your digestive system recover. Because especially when you're bodybuilding and you're just eating so much food, you never really give your system a chance to take care of itself and repair. Because when you're constantly digesting, that's taking the energy that it would take to repair those systems. So again, it's useful here and there. It also kind of will reset your insulin sensitivity a little bit. And it's also good to just make yourself uncomfortable sometimes and push yourself mentally through some things that are challenging. But if your goal is to get as big as possible, on the regular, I would not recommend intermittent fasting. For fat loss purposes, you can intermittent fast sometimes. There are some advantages. But it kind of comes down to how much muscle mass you have. The more muscle you have, you need to be able to still feed that muscle, or you're going to put it at a higher risk. It also depends how lean you are, right? So the body isn't dumb. Muscle is expensive tissue. It takes time, and it's valuable. But it's not as valuable as your organs or your brain or more important systems. So that's how your body treats it, right? If you have fat or glycogen that it needs to burn, it will burn that before you burn muscle. If those things are very low and your body is requiring protein, it will break down your muscle to get more protein. So as long as your protein intake is adequate for your biological needs, which include the more important systems of your body, as well as enzymes and all these other things for hormones and other transmitters and other little pieces, as well as the daily refreshing of cells, old cells being switched out for new. As long as you're meeting that requirement protein-wise, your muscles should be pretty safe. But if you're fasting too much and you're too much of a deficit from also cutting weight and cutting fat, that could be a risk. So it's something you need to be careful with, and it depends on how developed you are. Again, the bigger, the more muscular you are, the less effective it's going to be, or the more risky it should be, I should say. Same thing, the leaner you are too, it starts to get riskier. So I don't particularly fast very often anymore. Sometimes I'll do short morning fasts. If I ate a lot one day, it's good to kind of let that kind of clean out of my system until I start to feel properly hungry. So I might skip breakfast, not really skip, but I push it back. Just have my coffee and wait for my system to start feeling kind of clean and empty again, and then I'll start eating. Just a little extra fast, nothing particularly long. So I hope that answers the question, guys. I hope that brought some insight into intermittent fasting and its uses for physique development. For strength athletes, I wouldn't really recommend it either. It more or less falls in the same with what I've already said. So if you found this video useful, let me know down below. If you have any other questions that you want to have solved, also please let them down below. And if you do fasting, let me know what you think of it. Does it help you? Is it useful for your life? Have you had good results with it? Leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.